Okay, so by the way, let me say, Gigi, I love your videos, and I love having my own views and beliefs challenged. That's why I look at videos and listen to people have conversations with people who have a different point of view than my own, because this is how I know if my what I believe in holds up, if it's real or not. I just want to know truth, and I don't want to be dealing with superstition or dogmatic religious beliefs and things like that. So you've been talking about the idea that all this UFO and alien uh, disclosure and all these conversations, it's really all about ushering in a new alien god religion, which I too am wary of all of this, wary of anything that I gravitate to. I keep checking and rechecking to see if it's true or not, because I don't want to be fooled by any of these psyops and things like that. But now when it comes to the whole spirituality and aliens thing, I want to say this. I've been listening to all this talk, and I find myself rechecking my own beliefs and why I believe in the things I believe. And I realize my beliefs have nothing to do with a series on Discovery Channel, or with Van Daniken, or what's his name. It has nothing to do with none of that, because long before there was Discovery Channel, I already had this belief very ingrained. Why? For one, let me start when I was old enough to start reading. One of the first things I read, since everyone is, pushing this thing in your face, it's so important. This Bible. Let me see what this Bible is all about. And the first page that I read, I was a little kid. I don't know how old I was, but the first page I read something that to me seemed like they was talking about evolution of species. They were talking about cloning, and they were talking about us creating man. So basically, plural. So the Bible itself kind of uh, 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 gives you this idea. It's not something that's made up along the way in the last couple of years. Anyone with a mind in the modern times, when I see God took a rib from Adam and made, that's cloning. So, and besides that, ever since I was young, ever since, be honest, since I started smoking weed, and I realized what the effect was on the mind, and I realized, oh, so this is how I word it for myself. When the mind starts thinking about concepts like the nature of reality, the destiny of mankind, that's like evolutionary thoughts. Thinking about what you're going to cook tonight or what you got to do at work tomorrow, that's not like evolutionary. But when you're thinking of larger concepts like this, it's that I consider that the mind is on the path of evolving. Your consciousness is evolving. And since I was young, I always liked to go outside under the stars at night and contemplate the meaning of life and things like that. And it always seems to me like the great sky with all its stars, is very representative of the mind of God, the universe. And I'd noticed that when I'd have like a deep epiphany, sometimes I'd see like a shooting stars. And I was like, yes, synchronicity, yes, means I'm on the right path, blah, blah, blah. But then as time went by, some years went by, I started to notice that some of these shooting stars would zigzag or make a circle. And then I was like, wait a minute, those aren't shooting stars, falling stars. They're actually UFOs. And all this time, I've been so interested in the subject, and I didn't realize I had a presence with me all this time doing light shows and things like that. And so before this, during this, whatever, the idea, and like I said, uh, don't have to put too much stock in biblical scriptures, but since this is new age jargon, a lot of new age is based on biblical scriptures. So the the text say, "Let us make man," and so basically, I thought this: if it's possible to have someone like Jesus, right? Someone like that, someone who can do miracles and heal people and blah blah blah. Now imagine an entire race of people like that. Now imagine an entire race of people like that helping a young fledgling race to come up and be a little more advanced or whatever. This all makes sense. This is what I I thought of, and this is what made sense to me, and this is how I saw it. And so, and plus, when I'm seeing, especially after I realized what was going on, I realized every time that, not every time, but the only times that these lights in the sky would make an appearance for me, and they would do things very deliberate. It's a very it's direct contact. I'd see something pass by. I'd say, go the other direction for me, just for me to know that. And it would go the other direction. Sometimes something would just flash me out of nowhere. I say, hey, do that again, and another flash. And so I quickly realized that this was a highly spiritual component. This was not um, little grays in a metal craft flying around. And no, no, this is in esoteric uh, text. I talk about the Merkaba light body. Creating a Merkaba light body around. This is what I think I am seeing. And then I started to see um, James Gilliland from Iseti Ranch, and that's exactly what I see. He sees these light ships. Sometimes they bright up, and it's a very spiritual experience. If you check out James Gillen's website and his YouTube page and the things he talk, you realize it's a very spiritual experience. He's talking about these highly spiritual beings coming in. Sometimes they show up astrally. Their light ships pass by. There's all kind of things going on. But what I want to say is the talk that I hear about, the fear of this alien god religion. Yeah, yeah, I'm very aware of that too. But it seems as if it's more just a fear of people who like to remain very traditional. Like Gigi Young, you're talking about. Um, we should not call these beings extraterrestrials or aliens. Remember, we have very traditional names for a hierarchy. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get away from, these traditional names, because they don't fully explain. I really always want to know, what is an angel? What is an archangel? And staying with traditional jargon doesn't help me understand what are they, extra dimensional. And about archangels, here's the thing, right? Like I said, most of new age and high magic stuff is really based on biblical texts, like the seals of Solomon, and all this, this whole concept of the fallen angels. Now, we know the Bible is not the original text, and it's taken from older things and older things. So when we look at the absolute oldest text that we have, that humans have, there's someplace in a library, whatever, the Sumerian text. And if you go over some of these, just listen to some audio readings, you will hear many of these biblical stories in their original form. So, since it's much older the first, the oldest text that we have, I look at these texts as the more, if you want to know the truth behind what they're talking about, these texts have the truth more than what was later reiterated and remixed at the Council of Nicaea. So, and when you listen to the text, the original text, specifically like the fallen angels, the original story is not some story about non-physical, non-corporeal entities who fell into materiality and blah blah blah. That's not what it is. It's a story about workers who got fed up with the work and they complained to the establishment. It's all they the ancient people call them all gods. Well, gods rebelled against other gods. That's what it was. And no one would disagree that all the pantheons of gods, all the cultures, it's the same pantheon. It's a group of beings that came, and they have one name for them, they have another name for them. But the what people miss the point is that the pantheon of archangels is the same pantheon. And this brings up a whole lot of things to discuss, like the the placebo effect, because we'd all agree that people in the past would say invoke any one of these ancient gods and pray to them and hope that they answer their prayers. And anyone would agree and say, yeah, they're probably praying to whoever, but you don't really believe that whoever was there uh, answering prayers for anyone, even if the whoever existed. But then bring that also into your own way, into Christianity, into the things we believe. What seems more likely, that you're actually all these millions of people are praying to this one entity, deity, spiritual person, and that one entity, spiritual deity person is there being boom, what for you, and there's your prayer answer, your, or is it really just the higher self responding to our prayers? And if your belief system is Jesus and the archangel, then you'll see Jesus and the archangel. If your belief system is Krishna, and then you'll see that. That makes more sense than believing that Yeshua, who was brown skin, who is most likely brown skin with dark hair, is appearing to people as a blonde hair person with blue eyes and blah blah blah, all millions. I mean, but I think I'm kind of getting off the topic. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up, that I'm sure you have not had the spiritual experience of seeing light beings in the sky. That's why you think anyone who's talking about extraterrestrial contact or anything, we're talking about little gray alien beings and blah blah blah. No, no, no. I always, when I was a kid, I always had like I had a pet peeve that anytime in a children's book or you talk about aliens or little gray or little green guys, like even then I was already like kind of peeved with that concept. Like, I'm sure there's aliens that look just like us. Even then I was aware of that. But yeah, I get back. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about these few issues and talk about my point of view on the whole thing. And maybe one day we can have a back and forth discussion. I like having in-depth discussions with you know people who have like deep things to say. So, you know, Gigi, I love your videos. I hope this video gets to you. I hope you don't take it the wrong way. And leave a comment or whatnot. And yeah, I'll leave it to there. So have a good night and goodbye.